if someone hasn't been there who's tuning on today, how would you describe what Gasparilla is? I gave the preview of a Mardi Gras for us, but
Gasparilla is Tampa's Mardi Gras. It is a party that goes on all day from 10 a.m. till 3 o'clock in the morning. It might only be on Bayshore Boulevard for a couple hours, but the city feeds off of that energy, excuse me, for the rest of the day, the rest of the night, rest of the weekend.
happy Gasparilla. We are back. We have gone through another Gasparilla overload, so be sure to check out all of the All-Stars that aired this week. But today, we are bringing back someone who's been on the show. He's back. He's a Tampa legend. He's up to big things. And to celebrate Gasparilla, Mickey of Mickey Subs, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Vinny. I appreciate you having me.
Of course, and there's some new things he's been working on to add to his portfolio since Mickey Subs. We'll dive into what he was up to last time, where he's at today, maybe a favorite Gasparilla memory or two, but I'd like to welcome everyone back to That Entrepreneur Show. I am excited to have you and excited to be with our city on our big day. If you're not familiar with Gasparilla, throw it a Google. It is a version of Mardi Gras, you could say, for our city for a slightly different reason. But this is the number one podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs looking to level up through successful entrepreneurial stories. The show today is brought to you by JohnFord.com, his new empathy set and app, Coming Alive podcastproduction.com to get started in podcasting today, and TampaCW.com, Tampa Counseling and Wellness. Mickey, I've known you for a little bit now. I met you in a Mickey sub. Shout out to Randy if you're listening on, bringing me in there for the first time. Mick, you were at a different location back then. Now you're in the marina over here in South Tampa. Talk about the transition of that growth period.
Well, it's kind of difficult when you shut down something that you had for 3 years and you move it to a new location. It's like starting over from scratch. Very few people that live on one side of the town will travel typically for another for a restaurant. So we really had our work cut out for us establishing ourselves in a new community. Luckily, the West Shore Marina District down here is a neighborhood and is a community. And we had great reception when we got here. Now we're celebrating 2 years of being here.
Yeah, congratulations. And I can definitely see the challenges with starting a new market in a way. You're close, but how many people are going to make that trek to a different zip code? So you had to start over. What were some things that worked for you to start gaining this new clientele?
Well, again, luckily I had kind of a name going on in the community, and some recognition for what we're doing here. So some of the word of mouth got out and really helped out. But what we decided, our process was really putting the food and the customer service first in the new area, and really focusing on the customer experience and making sure that they had a good opportunity or a good experience when they came and saw us for the first time. We wanted to make sure we knocked it out of the park, and we stayed by that kind of over the last 2 years now. Great reviews, great feedback from the community, growth in business from starting at zero till now. It's pretty amazing.
Yes, it sure is. Congratulations on all your continued success, Mick. And what is the biggest difference from being in that old location? You were in West Tampa, I believe, to start, moved over to South Tampa. What's one of them?
Well, West Tampa was, it's all about location when you're in the restaurant industry. Location, location, location. So when I was at the old shop, as you know, we were in a strip center, and I didn't really feed off of the other businesses in the strip center to kind of drive traffic to me. And so I was really kind of my own engine bringing people to me. Massive space also, 2,000 square foot. So I had a lot of work to do. When I moved over to South Tampa, to the South Tampa store inside of the Duckweed Urban Grocery, we already had a built-in client base that was coming through daily, that we knew that eventually, if it wasn't today or tomorrow, if you're a sandwich eater and you come in the store, you're probably going to try us out. And then because we're already in a walking neighborhood where people are coming in constantly coming in and leaving the neighborhood, uh, we were able to attract a nice client base here.
Yeah, you sure have. But your entrepreneurial spirits since your last show have continued to grow and grow, and you made a decision to get involved in a new field. Let's talk about that.
Well, as of June of last year, we were under negotiations to become a managing partner of a bowling alley here in Tampa. Actually, recently, due to the storms, we actually lost that opportunity after putting a year and a half of work into it. But that year and a half of learning experience of building a massive business plan, raising capital, building a marketing strategy, a logo, uh, trying to figure out a menu for this new kitchen, all of that, even if it didn't come to fruition, what a learning experience that's going to help me move forward as a entrepreneur, a restaurateur, business person in general. So unfortunately, I wish I had better news for that. But what a great experience it was, even though sad to see it pass, great experience it was for the last year and a half.
What's your next move now, bridging off this learning experience?
Well, I'm kind of switching gears at the moment. One of the things that I'm really passionate about is a children's book that I've been writing, and it's about entrepreneurship for children, and it's called My Lemonade Stand Business Plan, and it's designed to teach a young person between 9 and 11 the very fundamentals, baseline of what a business plan would look like, and then for them to execute their business plan and create their own lemonade stand.
Oh man, I think it's always fun to hear the people that come on this show and they bring up, yeah, I had the lemonade stand. For me, it was more shoveling driveways in the snowstorms. That was my opportunity that I saw.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
looking forward to next now? I mean, while you're in this next role, are you going to have someone be at the sandwich shop or how's all that going to work out?
Well, over the course of the next year, we're looking at two new properties for the sandwich shop, one in downtown Tampa and one in downtown St. Pete. They're very small units. We're moving them to 550 square foot units. They're going to be matching to the same developer, two different projects.
Oh, great.
And we're hoping, as long as God's willing, to make this part of our life, that we'll continue this process and close this deal with this developer. As for Mickey's, we're going to go for those two stores, and then hopefully look into the franchise agreement and see if anybody else wants to be in the Mickey's family.
I love it. Oh man, I can't wait to see Mickey's potentially pop up out here in St. Pete. I certainly miss those sandwiches. I would like to ask, because I know what my answer is going to be. If someone's going to come into your shop and they're going to try a sandwich that they've never been there for, which one are you going to put them onto?
Apparently, apparently, the Italian is our highest rated sandwich. I mean, it's like on 70% of all the checks that I ring up, an Italian is on. We make a garlic parmesan Italian dressing. We do that in house. We partner with La Segunda. I mean, it's an insane sandwich.
That was the first one I tried there, and the London Broil
So you're a
also.
London Broil guy.
I
Yep.
I was. I mean, the Italian. I'm from New York. Go in there and get an Italian sub. I personally haven't had a better one since I've been down in Florida since 2009, but that's just me. But at least you know it's going to be quality, whether it's not your number one. I promise it is for me. And you go in there, it's about people doing business with good people. He has the energy in there, clean space, great sandwiches. Do you think that in time you'll go back down the bowling path, or what do you think's going to happen?
Uh, you know, we have ambitions, in our life. I'm sure you do, and I'm sure other entrepreneurs do. And so it's interesting when God and faith play a part in business, and you have to be kind of open to seeing what's coming and how it's being brought to you. So whatever God brings to me, I'm open for it. But as for showing ambitions to getting back into the bowling industry or even starting that process, I don't have it in me at this point. It's that was a lot of work for a year and a half, And again, sad to see it go. Family sad to see it go, but it wasn't what God wanted for us.
Exactly, right there. You've got now the opportunity to have two Mickey shops in two different locations, getting double the market share. You've already been in two different pockets of Tampa, so I think the franchising interest could certainly be there. We always move so fast when we talk, Mick, because we have some great friendship behind these conversations.
Yeah,
I got to move
yeah,
into Gasparilla Love now. This is a different type of atmosphere with Gasparilla. There's some things in the news that may make people skeptical, so I do hope everyone is safe out there today. In your life, because you're a long-time Tampa guy, way longer than me, what are some of your
sure.
favorite Gasparilla memories? What are some things you've done over the years?
I can remember my one of my earliest Gasparillas that was outside of the kids parade. When your parents take you to the
Yeah.
adult parade finally. And one of my dad's clients ran a bank in Tampa. It's called Barnett Bank, long gone, but they had a tent on Bayshore. And we were able to, during the parade back in those days, there was no rails on the side separating me from the pirates. So I could get out there and run and tackle pirates and play with pirates during the middle of Gasparilla, and they would give me beads to go away. And I remember coming home one year with just a mound, and it took my parents 20, 30 minutes to get it off of my head, just this bag of beads. And I had all these coins and chocolates and all kind of stuff. It was just a pretty amazing experience for being a kid and seeing Gasparilla for the first time.
If someone hasn't been there who's tuning on today, how would you describe what Gasparilla is? I gave the preview of a Mardi Gras for us, but
Gasparilla is Tampa's Mardi Gras. It is a party that goes on all day from 10 a.m. till 3 o'clock in the morning. It might only be on Bayshore Boulevard for a couple hours, but the city feeds off of that energy. Excuse me, for the rest of the day, the rest of the night, rest of the weekend, until they're hungover on Sunday morning.
it certainly evolved my Gasparilla experiences from being a kid at UT to how you have it as an adult. Parade is definitely something special, very unique to Tampa. They say Bayshore Boulevard is the longest connecting sidewalk. So
Yeah,
check that out. White fence across the water. Very, very beautiful, very popular for exercise and all of those things. But I do challenge everyone out there to put it on your bucket list at some point. Come check out Tampa. Come check out Gasparilla. You certainly will realize it's not like anything else. But Mick, it would not be a service to this episode because I know you've got good advice. Before we get going here, what's some advice you have for anyone out there, maybe in the early business stages, trying to piece it all together, wearing all the hats?
you can do it. Organization is the key to that success, but don't let anybody tell you can't do it. If it's in your heart and your mind and your soul, like I'm gonna do this, you can do it. Nothing will stop you. It's always the demon inside of our head that prevents us from taking action when we have an idea as entrepreneurs or we have ambition. Oh, I can't do that. It's too expensive. Or I can't do that. That's too hard. But reality is it's only hard or too expensive because you think it is just at that moment. And instead of living your life in that lens through that viewpoint of life, you got to look at it like, I got this, this is mine to take down.
I love everything you said there. Money should not get in the way. I've been financially struggling during entrepreneurship, especially those first 7, 8 years where I was working as a MBA graduate, also as a busboy, an Uber driver, a labor helper because my injuries can't just much all of these little things to piece this dream together. Now, 5 years into that entrepreneur show, our fourth Gasparilla Overload. I do
Love
Coming
it.
Alive podcast production to help
Congrats.
people avoid the same, thank you, man, avoid the same pitfalls as me, where year two, I still didn't really have a plan with this show. I didn't do the overload year two. And then when I realized year three, this is going to be continued, we bring it back year 3, 4, and 5, but be strategic, everyone. Don't just throw a million darts at the board hoping one sticks. Use lessons like Mickey's and all of these other entrepreneurs who came on this week to continue to inspire you. Be safe. Please stay hydrated. Mick, one more time, where can we find your actual physical location where it is right now? Where can we find you online? Everything.
So you can find us located at 5230 Bridge Street inside of Duckweed Urban Grocery at the beautiful West Shore Marina District down in South Tampa.
All right. Now, how about online? Where can we get you there?
You can visit us at Mickey Subs. That's on Instagram at Mickey Subs, Mickeys. Make sure there's an S at the end. And or you can do it on Facebook, same thing, MickeySubs.com. I mean, Mickey Subs. We don't have Twitter yet, but we're going to get one this year.
All right, adding the Twitter and adding new locations, a lot to look forward to in 2025. Your great resilience shows off on this show as everyone. Hurricane Milton was not kind to us this year down here in our area, but we can't
No.
sit and sulk. You got to figure out how to dust yourself off, keep moving. Now he's expanding something he's already got going on. That's great. Be sure to check out Mickey Subs if you are ever in the Tampa area over there in South Tampa. My name is Vincent A. Lancy. This is That Entrepreneur Show. I am at Vincent A. Lancy on all social media. The show is at That Entrepreneur Show on all social media. Please like, subscribe, leave a review for us. Let Mickey know how much you liked his show. And one more time with those show partners, we have, and we'll do it in the other order this time, Tampa CW, Tampa Counseling and Wellness, Coming Alive podcast production, and johnford.com. But today we are signing off both in Tampa, the finale of the Gasparilla Overload. Mickey, thank you.
Thank you for having me, Vinny. I appreciate you, boy.
Thank you. And everyone listening and viewing on, thank you so much for tuning in. Be safe out there and send me your favorite Gasparilla memory.